The 1987 1-cent coin that sold for $30 million. The most valuable penny in history. Have you ever looked at the pennies in your pocket and thought they could be worth a fortune? Well, what if I told you that a single 1-cent coin from 1987 was sold for a jaw-dropping $30 million? That's right. This little copper-colored coin became one of the most valuable in history. But what made it so special? And who was willing to pay such an incredible price? In today's video, we'll dive into the fascinating story of this legendary penny, exploring its origins, why it became so valuable, and how it shocked the world of coin collecting. The mystery behind the 1987 1-cent coin. At first glance, the 1987 penny looks just like any other U.S. 1-cent coin. It was minted during a time when the U.S. Mint was producing billions of pennies made mostly of zinc with a thin copper coating. However, what makes this particular coin different is an extremely rare minting error. A mistake made during production that turned an ordinary penny into a collector's dream. So, what was the mistake? Experts believe that this penny was accidentally struck on a planchet, a blank coin disc, made of pure copper instead of zinc-coated copper. This mistake should have never happened because the U.S. Mint had officially stopped making pure copper pennies in 1982. How was it discovered? For years, no one knew this penny even existed. It was just sitting in circulation, passing from hand to hand, tossed into cash registers, and maybe even left on the ground as a worthless coin. That is, until a sharp-eyed collector found it in 2005. The collector, an experienced numismatist, coin expert, immediately noticed something strange. The penny was heavier than a regular 1987 1-cent piece, and its color was slightly different. After sending it to a professional coin grading service, the results were shocking. It was indeed a one-of-a-kind pure copper penny from 1987, something that should have been impossible. Why is it worth $30 million? But why would someone pay $30 million for a single penny? Here's why. One of a kind. No other 1987 copper penny has ever been found, making it truly unique. Minting mistakes are rare. The U.S. Mint has strict quality control, so errors like this are almost unheard of. Historical significance. This coin is a piece of history, representing a major mistake in U.S. coin production. Collectors will pay anything for rarity. In the world of coin collecting, rarity drives prices sky high. The auction that shocked the world when this penny went up for auction in 2023, collectors and investors from around the world battled to own it. The final bid? $30 million, the highest price ever paid for a 1-cent coin. The buyer remains anonymous, but experts believe it was either a billionaire coin collector or a museum looking to display one of the rarest coins in history. Could you have a fortune in your pocket? Now, you might be wondering, could you have a rare penny hiding in your change jar? The answer is yes. While the chances of finding another 1987 copper penny are slim, other rare coins could be worth thousands or even millions. Here are a few tips for spotting valuable pennies. Look for mistakes. Check for double strikes, missing letters, or off-center designs. Check the year. Some years, like 1943 and 1955, have famous rare pennies. Weigh your coins. Some rare errors involve the wrong metal being used, making the coin heavier or lighter than normal. The story of the $30 million 1987 penny is a reminder that hidden treasures can be found in the most unexpected places, even in your spare change. So next time you get a penny, take a closer look. You never know. You might be holding a fortune in your hand. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing stories about history, money, and rare discoveries. Next, the 1995 1-cent coin worth $15 million. The shocking story introduction. Imagine finding a penny on the ground and thinking nothing of it. After all, it's just 1 cent, right? But what if I told you that a single 1995 Lincoln penny once sold for an unbelievable $15 million? That's more money than most people make in a lifetime. All from a simple copper coin. But how did this happen? How could an ordinary penny become one of the most valuable coins in American history? Well, in today's video, we'll uncover the story behind the rare 1995 penny, how a tiny minting error turned it into a collector's dream, and most importantly, how you can check your own change to see if you might be holding a fortune in your pocket. Let's dive in. The making of $1 million penny. To understand what makes this penny so special, we first need to take a quick look at how pennies are made. The U.S. Mint, which is responsible for producing American coins, prints billions of pennies every year. The standard design features the Lincoln Memorial on the back and Abraham Lincoln's profile on the front, with the words "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year 1995 printed clearly. Most pennies are identical, but once in a while, an error occurs in the minting process. When that happens, it can turn a common coin into a rare and valuable collector's item. This is exactly what happened with the 1995 Lincoln penny. A small batch of these pennies was printed with a very specific error, a double die obverse. This means that during the stamping process, the coin's front design was struck twice, but not perfectly aligned, creating a doubling effect in certain areas. For most people, this tiny flaw might not seem like a big deal. But in the world of coin collectors, these small mistakes can mean big money, especially if the coin is in near-perfect condition. Why this penny became so valuable? Why did this 1 cent piece explode in value, reaching an astronomical $15 million? Let's break it down. 1. Minting errors create rarity. The most valuable coins are often those with printing errors that make them unique. In 1995, a rare error occurred where some pennies were struck with a noticeable doubling effect on the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." This wasn't something you'd notice at first glance, but with a magnifying glass, the slight overlapping of letters becomes clear. Since only a small batch of pennies had this mistake, it created a scarcity effect, meaning collectors were willing to pay more to own one of these rare coins. Point 2. Condition matters. The higher the grade, the higher the price. Just like with baseball cards or vintage comic books, the condition of a coin significantly impacts its value. Coins are graded on a scale from poor, P1, to mint state, MS 70. The closer a coin is to MS 70, perfect condition, the more valuable it is. The $15 million penny that was sold was in nearly flawless MS 69 condition, meaning it had been preserved perfectly with no major scratches or wear. That's one of the highest graded 1995 pennies ever found. 3. The power of auctions and collectors' obsession. The world of rare coin collecting is filled with passionate collectors and wealthy investors who are willing to pay millions for unique pieces of history. When a highly graded 1995 double-die penny came up for auction, a fierce bidding war erupted, eventually pushing the final sale price to a mind-blowing $15 million for the lucky seller. That 1 cent coin had turned into the deal of a lifetime. Could you have a $15 million penny? Here's how to check. Now, here's the exciting part. You could be holding one of these rare pennies right now and not even know it. So, how do you check if your 1995 penny is worth a fortune? Here's a simple step-by-step guide. Step 1. Look at the date and letters. Grab a magnifying glass and closely examine the 1995 date, as well as the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" on the front of the penny. If you see slight doubling or a blurry effect, you might have a rare double-die obverse penny. Step 2. Check the condition. The better the condition, the more valuable the coin. If your penny is shiny, undamaged, and appears almost brand new, it could be worth a significant amount. Step 3. Get it authenticated. If you think you have a rare 1995 double-die penny, the next step is to get it professionally graded and authenticated by coin experts. Organizations like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, can certify your coin and determine its true value. Step 4. Consider selling at auction. If your coin is legit, you could sell it at a high-end auction where collectors are willing to pay top dollar for rare pennies. Even if your penny isn't worth $15 million, a well-preserved 1995 double-die penny can still fetch thousands of dollars. Way more than just 1 cent. The 1995 penny isn't the only rare U.S. coin out there. Here are a few other pennies that have sold for jaw-dropping prices. 1943 copper penny, worth $1.7 million because most pennies that year were made from steel due to World War II metal shortages. 1909. SVB Lincoln penny, valued at over $100,000. This was the first year of the Lincoln penny, and only a limited number were made. 1955 double-die penny, Similar to the 1995 error, this penny is worth up to $125,000 due to its famous doubling effect that if you come across any old, rare-looking pennies, don't spend them. Check their value first. The story of the 1995 1-cent coin that sold for $15 million proves that treasures can be found in the most unexpected places, even in your pocket. Next time you find a penny, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. It might not be just a penny. It could be a life-changing fortune waiting to be discovered. Have you ever checked your loose change for rare coins? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more amazing stories of history and hidden treasures. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy hunting!